3, 2, 1.
The link down below has been replaced, but I still urge you to head to the link below, educate yourself, and consider supporting Ukraine financially. All the sources down there have been vetted. Your money will go to the right place.
Now the big ships fly to 100 suns by pushing the speed of light, and they want good men for the deep space runs, pushing the speed of light.
And the pay is good, and you're young and strong, and you tell yourself that it won't be long. So you sign on board, hear the drive deep song, pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. And you've left behind you the world of men with no way in space to go home again. When you're pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. Now it's 2 months out and it's 2 months back when you're pushing the speed of light. 20 years on your home world's track, pushing the speed of light. And your friends are gone and your lovers too, and there's them all left that you can't do. And you try to lie, but you know it's true. Pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. So you sign back on for another run of pushing the speed of light. And you swear to God that your pushing's done, pushing the speed of light. But that one run turns into 4 or 5, and your heart beats time to a humming drive. And there's nothing left keeps you alive but pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. Now you've spread your seed with the star drive's flame by pushing the speed of light. Left sons behind you to carry your name, pushing the speed of light. And you watch them age and you watch them die as you race the light wind across the sky. And the gods are silent when you ask them why. Pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. Now the speed of sea is all they say when you're pushing the speed of light. That cuts you off from yesterday, pushing the speed of light. But you know someday you're gonna win that race and fly back the years till you're starting to speed. And you'll stay a while before you're back in space, pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light. And you've left behind you the world of men with no way in hell to go home again. When you're pushing the speed of light, pushing the speed of light.
Good song. Very fitting for what we're attempting to do today. Not push the speed of light. That would break the game engine, though. This is the Starshot Colonial, named after a certain ship that we have in Elite Dangerous. It is equipped with parachutes, as you can see. Kinda. Really. They're pretty small. Well, we have them on the outermost edges there. We're going to Laythe. This is the second moon of the big 3. The first one being Tylo, and the third being Eve. They're the big 3, the big difficult ones that you gotta deal with when conquering the solar system. This is the second tallest thing we've ever launched. The Tylo mission didn't have this center stage here to little bit of an extra boost. This one does. You'll notice that this is just a slightly modified version of the Tylo lander. This one doesn't have the outermost stages, but that's because I tested this one when I tried to leave Laythe during our flight testing, and it just destroyed it, actually. Like, all 8 of these engines got into space around Kerbin. Now, if it could get into space around Kerbin, like from the launch pad to orbit around Kerbin, the lander alone, not the God rocket that we strapped underneath this thing, just the lander can get into orbit around Kerbin. Yeah, okay, we've built something right here. It could definitely do Laythe. That's the easy part about testing really good atmospheric landers in this game, which is if it can get into space around Kerbin with just your lander, you've built it correctly. You've built an unstoppable lander at that point. Anything without an atmosphere, though, that's a whole different kind of testing, a whole different nightmare that you got to deal with. Thank you, Tylo, for giving me a run for my money and actually giving us a challenge for once. Not as big a challenge as Eve is going to, though. That's going to be a nightmare. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Big nightmare. We are live on Twitch as we're recording this. It's a slow Saturday night. Not a lot going on. Kind of imagine there would be more folks watching, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything actually is fine right now. We're not getting a lot of speed out of this, but that is to be expected from the God rocket. I think the launch of the last one was even slower, honestly. So we'll let's see here. Staging should be coming up here pretty soon, I think. Staging is entertaining because everything explodes. It's a long crawl into space with this thing, though. We'll bring the recording back when those outer tanks are ready to drop. Okay, here we're coming up on staging. Should be dropping here in just a few seconds. There they go. We have burnout on that outer stage. Stand by. This is gonna drop a lot of stuff. Impact on something. Doesn't seem to be the main rocket, though. Okay, we're fine. Alright, that's always violent, but we're okay. That is a lot of boosters that just fell off, though. Look at that, that is brilliant. 4 boosters fall off this thing all simultaneously. I love this thing. I love it. This is a good rocket. Like, it's slow and pushes the game engine to its limits, but it's a good rocket. We're tilting ever so slightly, though. Why is that? Did we lose an engine? No, we're fine. Onwards and upwards. Okay, coming up on staging again. Outermost stage here. Couple more tanks being dropped. Too early to tell if that is going to be a problem with those explosions. I don't know what blew up. I do not know what exploded just then. Okay, that was a bit odd. Either way, we're at 1,200 meters per second here, and still climbing. So we'll bring recording back during the next stage, or when we get curb and escape, whichever comes first. Okay, coming up on our second to... No, this is like a... Let's just call this the third one, because that's basically what we're dealing with here. Did the outer stage, and then we did the middle stage. This is the inner stage, and then we have the core stage, which will hopefully be able to get us away from... Zoomed in too far. That was my bad. Easy now, there we go. Alright, and the camera reoriented. Because we have curb and escape. Excellent. Not a noticeable curve either, so if we set Jewel as the target, and then we do a maneuver plan, and we... I said, wouldn't it be Hohmann transfer? Hang on. Here we go. By impulsive Hohmann transfer. At optimum time would be... okay, it didn't tell me. At optimum time would be... Well, we gotta get around the sun first, so I tell you what, why don't we go over to Pegasus and, get them moving. Alright. Pegasus is on the move. Just coming out, from behind the dark side of Kerbin. I have already lined her up. Today's crew is Bob, Filden, Gilly, and Bill are on board Pegasus today for this particular mission. We are time warping over to our maneuver, which will have Pegasus burn about 884 meters per second of fuel. About a little under 1/20th of her tank. About 1/20th of what she's capable of. We already know that she can make this trip. The hardest thing to reach and get back from is, like, Moho. Took me a second to remember the name. Now I just have to wait these 47 seconds. Or I could speed it up again. Yeah, no, that works. Use the times 10 for this. Alright, easy now. Ease it back up. SAS is no good. Turn it off. SAS never works on this thing. It just makes it wobble. That is the last thing we want right now. Ignition. Actually, maybe turn it on. It isn't the most stable ship in the universe. She generates about 1 G's worth of force when she does this. Actually, hang on. The gravity detectors. Yeah, there it is. Well, it's the accelerometer. 1.4 G's, which is, you know, mildly unsettling, but still quite comfortable. It's mildly off-putting, but still not crushing enough to make you regret becoming an astronaut. They put you in one of my landers, on the other hand. Oh, you're gonna have a bad time. you're gonna have a bad time. Next week when we actually land, I think next week's video when we actually land. Oh, no, it would be a few weeks from now when we actually take off. Okay. Takeoff speeds on the Colonial. You're gonna hate it. Coming down to 110. Gonna start easing her down a little bit. Actually, show me the map. Where are we in relation to the universe? The big question. Where are we in relation to the universe? A question that we should really ask ourselves. Where are we? Where are we going? What is at the end of this? That's good enough. We are now on an outbound flight from Kerbin. Both ships are going opposite directions this time, so once again, the race is on. Alright, we got target on Jewel, and both ships are now away from Kerbin enough for this to work. So, creating node at optimum time would mean we need to burn in 1 year, 204 days. That is at the optimum time. Alright, well, switch over to the other one and give me a timer on that one. The time to beat here is 1 year, 204 days. That's a lot. That's an entire trip around the sun. Why is it that we can never get a good transfer window with Jewel? These always take forever. Thankfully, this is the last moon we need to deal with around Jewel. Then we have to go do the purple one. Okay, so the Bioman thing is already set up. So if we target Jewel... Okay, that's pull. I need Jewel. Like, why are you... Okay, it's already said as a... Okay, create node. 1 year, 91 days. And it's got to go through multiple stages to get to that point. Okay. Kali gets to burn first. And yes, it now has a nickname. Okay, so... Kali got to the burn point first. So we're gonna go ahead and throttle that up. It's gonna go through 3 stages on this. We're gonna burn through the entirety of that bottom stage, which is gimbaling for some reason. I don't know why it is gimbaling, but it is. Because the rocket is wobbling. We have a lot of wobble going on for some reason. I don't know why it is doing that. Maybe something fell loose. We're still on target though, so we're gonna hope that it passes. All right. We're gonna let this burn, and then we'll be back. Okay, we're getting down to the end of the last main stage that we have. The first, like, truly ground-oriented stage. We launched with this thing. This engine's been burning for a while. Just make sure we got the staging correct on this. We do. So we'll be able to just push directly away from that. Brilliant. And that stage will carry us about another 640 meters. We're gonna burn through the whole thing. At least it's quieter. Okay, getting down to the end of this particular stage. I need to open this up. And where are my utilities? Here they are. Toggle every single solar panel. Every last one. Because if I have to open those manually, I'm gonna lose my mind. We just have a lot of them. Alright, stand by. We're gonna activate the ion engines. There she goes. That separated into more pieces than I thought it would. That honestly might have been what was causing the wobble. Either way, looks like we didn't damage the engine on our way out. So that's good. We're still getting terrible frame rate though, and that's bad. Okay, we're coming down to the end of our burn here. Still got plenty of gas on this thing. Should get us all the way to Laythe. 62, 61, 60. Alright, fantastic. I noticed that these seem to be a tiny bit crooked. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just like they're being pushed forward because the engine is actually like powerful enough to do that, but I didn't think that they were. They're just catastrophically efficient. Alright, easy now. Easy. We're gonna get this perfect. And then we're gonna swap over to Pegasus and do its burn. Easy now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfection. Alright. We'll just confirm Jewel intercept. We have Jewel intercept. And let me just go ahead and figure out the apogee on that intercept. I have no idea. For all I know, we're about to slam right into it, but, you know, we'll fine-tune our approach, later. Alright. Where the heck is Pegasus? Pegasus is oriented. She's got a 3-minute burn, much shorter than, what I just did, which was... well, it was a pain in the ass, is what it was. It was a very, very long burn because these landers we're building weigh a ton. I'll be damned if they don't work. We could probably burn right now, honestly. Yeah, let's just go. Ease up the throttle there, Filden. Very nice. Very smooth. Gotta be careful with the old girl. She's pushing 60. The ship is so old, and Filden is the only one who flies it. He's gotta be getting up there in age. Okay, getting down to the end of this particular burn. She's burning a lot faster than the, lander. Probably because the lander weighs 1,000 tons, and this weighs like 125. Seriously, Pegasus is ridiculously light. Like, surprisingly so. Alright, coming in, getting down close here. We're gonna fine-tune it, it's just... Alright, we overshot just a tiny bit, but... that's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna fine-tune here in a second anyway. I give it a little bit of time acceleration to stop the physics, to even it out a little bit. We've taken her this far. Let's not break her now. Okay, so now I need orbital characteristics of Laythe. Laythe is the innermost of the 5 natural satellites of Jewel. Orbits at an altitude of... something. Hang on. KSP Laythe. Altitude. That did not help. Okay. Laythe. Laythe. Resonant orbit calculator. Here we go. Oh wait, this doesn't help. This doesn't help me at all. Okay, I'll figure this out. Got it. Laythe orbits at a very, very perfect orbit of 27,184,000 meters. So if we set our fine-tune burn to about... let's go 27,200. Make it 300, actually. And create that node. That would be in 253 days, 4 hours and 52 minutes. Okay. Let me align that, and then we'll swap over to Kali so that it can do the same burn. And we'll see when that is, and we'll see who goes first. Alright, so Kali has a massive lead over Pegasus right now. Not sure why, but we're gonna go ahead and plug in the Kali maneuver. Yeah, okay, Kali is ahead of Pegasus by over 100 days. Jesus, wow, okay. Set up the Kali fine-tune. I'm not even gonna record that bit. Like, it's 3 meters per second worth of burn. That's... You knock that out, oh, you knock that, like, the pilot wakes up. He nudges the throttle just a little bit for like half a second. Then pulls it back and goes back to sleep. We've done this so many times that you don't need to watch me do this. It's whatever. Okay, I meant to record a while ago, but I did not, but here we are. There's Jewel, there is Laythe. Now, we ran into a few issues coming in. Laythe is on the entirely wrong side of Jewel right now for us to do a really easy encounter intercept, grab and go. So instead, we're gonna have to spend way more fuel than I wanted to, but should still be fine considering we're ditching the stage afterward anyway. Like, we're just gonna dump this thing into the atmosphere. Nobody's gonna care. It's gonna be rubble at the bottom of the Laythe Ocean. Anyway, 1734 for our intercept. Going to burn now. Now, an update on things. This is where our orbital paths reside. This is where we will be in 4 days. We will be getting encounter with Laythe. And then I don't see where we're gonna have a... Okay. We are currently on ramming trajectory, but that's an easy fix. And that encounter will be in... Okay, I don't know what this one is. I think that's afterward. Okay, yeah, that's after Laythe escape in 2 days, and then we spin around again, and then there's another intercept in 4 days. But we're gonna get capture on the first one, which is in 1 day, 5 hours. Pegasus shows up in just under 80 days. So if you were betting on Pegasus, you lost. Okay, so we're coming in on Laythe here. This is Laythe. Everybody say hi to Laythe. And we're gonna have intercept in... for some reason that says 3 days, but... Laythe encounter in 4 hours. Just coming back over the dark side of Jewel. Oh, beautiful. That is gorgeous. I always love coming out to Jewel because you can see everything. Every single moon, except maybe the small... Well, actually, sometimes you can spot the small ones. But it's got, like, a couple really big ones, too. Like this one, like, Laythe is a pretty big moon. Tylo is a pretty big moon. Val, very noticeable. That might be Tylo, actually, and that might be Val. I think Tylo's a little bit bigger. Hang on. That is Tylo. Yeah, no, I had that right. Bop is, Coming over there somewhere. One of those dots or something. I don't know. Bop is tiny. You can't see it. We're coming in to Laythe here. Very elliptical orbit. Did not want that. Especially since we're aiming for this island. I actually managed to spot it. That or this island with Roderick 4, or I don't know, this one's bigger. I haven't decided if I want to go to Roderick. I haven't decided on that yet. Roderick is very much in the mountains. Tell you what, we'll see where this course leads us. If it's not straight into the surface, we should be... It's straight into the surface. Oh, good. Alright, stand by, I'm gonna... recircularize us. Circularize us, like, right now. Give me the node with which to do that. While you're doing that, I will analyze exactly where we can land. We might actually be able to hit this bunch of islands. That one, right there, that one's pretty big. And our course cuts, like, right across it. We would have plenty of opportunity to aero brake and land. I was aiming for this one, but it doesn't look like it'll happen. Alright, do we have sunlight? I'm gonna need power. We ran into a lot of power problems while we were plotting our intercept. It's only gonna take 606 meters per second of fuel to circularize us from this distance, though. Of course, we're going to be, just using this to stave off a catastrophic impact, which would... Well, where would we end up, actually? Would it be over water or on land? It's nighttime, I can't see anything. Darn. Alright, throttle her up. Let's see how bad the power problem is out here. We should have enough to fix our intercept, our course here. I think. Yeah, no, more than enough. We could circularize with this amount of power. But we're not looking to circularize. What we're trying to do is we're gonna... Well, basically, this line is going to move across the planet until it pops out the other side. And from there, we're going to wait until it's up to 80 kilometers. And then we are going to... shut off the engine, go down to our periaps of 80 kilometers, and burn again to get an orbit of 80 kilometers. We have more than enough fuel for this. And our testing ran from an altitude of 80 kilometers. So... hopefully, this will work. Double checking my math on Laythe. Or, well, I will in a second because we just got periaps, and some of these lines are going absolutely nuts. Or we could aero brake. No, that's a stupid idea. That's a really stupid idea. Nobody let me do that. Alright. We'll be back once we're in a stable orbit around this thing. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me just confirm for you guys that this is gonna work. At next periaps, create node 579. Not bad. Not bad at all. And like that, we are circularizing. I'm gonna readjust the orbit just a little bit. We're gonna aim for these islands. Ideally, I wanted to hit here or here, but down here is probably gonna be our best bet, even though this island is much bigger. There might be something on the dark side. I'll honestly have to look at a map between videos, but these right here, I think, are the largest land masses aside from maybe the ice caps, which are glitched beyond belief. You would not believe how glitchy the ice caps look. I'd show you if I could, but we're not going there. And it would just add more ships to the mission. But that'll do it for the Headhunter space program this week, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we will be landing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button really hard with your head. This might be a harder landing than Tylo, honestly. There's just more shit to do.